What if the most important message someone ever wrote to you was the one you were too afraid to read? At 2:17 in the morning, Daniel Carter sat alone in a hospital waiting room. The hallway was silent, and the soft hum of machines echoed in the distance. In his hands was an old folded letter. It was the last letter his father had written before he died. Daniel had carried that letter with him for years, but he had never opened it. Daniel grew up in a small town in Ohio. His father worked long hours at a factory. Every evening he came home tired, his hands rough and his clothes smelling of metal and oil. But Daniel dreamed of something bigger. A bigger life, bigger opportunities, a future far away from that small town. When he turned 21, he told his father he was leaving for Chicago. His father listened quietly. Then he said something Daniel never forgot. "Son, remember this. Success means nothing if you forget the people who helped you start." Daniel didn't take those words seriously. To him, they sounded like fear, like the voice of someone who had never taken a risk. So he left. And for a while, life proved him right. Daniel started a small tech company with a friend. Within a few years, the business exploded. Investors came, money came, recognition came. Daniel had everything he once dreamed about, everything except time. Phone calls home became shorter, visits became rare. Eventually they stopped. Then one day the phone rang. His father had been sick for months, and Daniel never knew. By the time he rushed back to Ohio, it was too late. His father was gone. The only thing waiting for him was a small envelope with his name written on it. Daniel kept that letter for years. Through success, through promotions, through nights in his expensive apartment overlooking the Chicago skyline. But tonight was different, because behind the hospital doors, his newborn daughter was fighting for her life. For the first time in years, Daniel slowly opened the letter. Inside was a single page. His father's handwriting was shaky. The first line read, "Son, if you're reading this, life must have moved faster than we planned." Daniel felt his chest tighten. The next line hit even harder. "I know you left to build a better life, and I want you to know I was always proud of you." Daniel stopped reading for a moment. For 8 years he believed his father was disappointed in him. But the letter continued. "The only thing I ever wanted wasn't your success. It was your time." A tear fell onto the paper. Then Daniel read the final line. "So promise me something. When life gives you everything you wanted, don't forget to give your time to the people who love you." Daniel folded the letter slowly. At that moment, a nurse walked into the waiting room. She smiled gently and said, "Mr. Carter, your daughter is going to be okay." Minutes later, Daniel stood beside the tiny incubator. His newborn daughter wrapped her small fingers around his hand. And in that quiet moment, Daniel made a promise his father would never hear. No matter how successful he became, he would never be too busy for the people who mattered most. Because in the end, success isn't measured by how much money you make. It's measured by how much of your life you give to the people you love. And maybe the real question isn't about Daniel. Maybe it's about you. Who in your life deserves more of your time before it's too late?